I rise to speak on the Chartered Accountants, Cost and Works Accountant and Company Secretaries Amendment Bill 2021. This bill was brought to Parliament in 2021 December. It was referred to the Standing Committee, of which Mr. Jayant Sinha is the chairman and of which I also happen to be member. The Standing Committee has by and large, it has more or less endorsed the bill. But the Standing Committee mentioned certain things which the ultimate bill has not followed. What is it? The Standing Committee mentioned that the autonomy of this institute should not be hampered. Yes, regulation is to be ensured, but in making regulations you should not throw out the baby with the bathwater, and that is what has happened. The bureaucrats in the Corporate Affairs Ministry have increased their stranglehold on these three independent professions through this bill. Why? Now they are saying that there will be a coordination committee consisting of the three types of professionals: chartered accountants, cost accountants and company secretaries. And it will be headed by the Secretary, Corporate Affairs. The bill aims at bringing discipline to the professions. But the disciplinary authority will be headed by a non-chartered accountant. And the disciplinary committee would have more non-CA members than CA members. Sir, this is what this government is doing generally. You know, earlier there was an elected Medical Council of India. They dismissed that. Now they have got National Medical Commission, all appointed people. They want to take away the power of all professional bodies, medical profession. Then Bar Council power they will slowly take away. They are taking away the power of these professionals. I do not say that these professions are perfect. We all know that chartered accountants, these institutes, have purposely limited the number of pass-outs. If the pass-outs are less, then the scope of jobs is more. And I do not know of any chartered accountant who is unemployed. The chartered accountants sign everything from balance sheet of schools, NGOs, companies. The Prime Minister has mentioned that your signature is more important than ours, because if the chartered accountant signs the balance sheet of a company, it means it's sacrosanct. Now, the chartered accountants have not been ideal in this respect. We all know of Satyam Computers, very famous audit firm of India was engaged. Satyam was showing its shares at an inflated value. It was found that there was total wrongdoing by the chartered accountant company. And recently, you know, ILFS, Infrastructure Leasing and Finance Corporation, they were also caught with their hand in the till, and there also chartered accountants have failed. I know that there is need to control, bring some discipline to the chartered accountants, but it cannot be ensured by giving more power to the Corporate Affairs Ministry. The mechanism within the professions has to be strengthened. And that's why I think that in spite of whatever the Standing Committee mentioned, it has not gone by the recommendations of the Standing Committee. Standing Committee very specifically said, Mr. Jayant Sinha mentioned that we should not take away the autonomy of this institute. Why have the government taken away the autonomy of the institute. It's all right, smaller things. You increase the term of the council from 3 years to 4 years. You enhance the penalties, fines in case of misconduct. But this amendment hence has become self-defeating. Of course, I know that the chartered accountants are great lobbyists. Earlier also such a bill came, but they lobbied, do not put more restrictions on us. They were successful. But in order to control their lobbying, this is not the way that has been shown. I am against. The panel has said the government should consider setting up an Indian Institute of Accounting, akin to IITs and IIMs across the country for enhancing the development of accounting and finance profession. Good idea. Government has not accepted it. The observation was made. The parliamentary panel also suggested that multiple bodies, as is the norm in advanced nations, are required to promote healthy competition and raising the standards and improving the credibility of financial reporting and auditing in the country. The Prime Minister himself said that chartered accountant's signature is more important than that of the Prime Minister. So he proposed what is already there in the Companies Act, that National Financial Reporting Authority. मैं बताऊं आपको, तो आप तो इंटरेस्ट दिलचस्पी लेते हैं ये सब बात में, मैं आपको एग्जैक्टली बताता हूं। नॉर्मल आदमी का भी सिग्नेचर उतना ही इम्पोर्टेंट है जितना प्रधानमंत्री। ये सुनिए, आई एम कोटिंग फ्रॉम बिजनेस स्टैंडर्ड, Prime 2017, 26 July. The PM Narendra Modi has been particularly keen on curbing corruption and the black economy, and almost all his speeches have stressed on the big and small changes needed to make India less corrupt. Much attention has been focused on the financial rectitude of businesses in India. The Goods and Services Tax. Now, the Prime Minister mentioned that the demand for NFA is not a new one. The Companies Act of 2013 already provides for such a regulatory body. And the Prime Minister himself said that your signature is more important than mine.
Where is that statement?
Yes. I'll tell you that statement was made by the Prime Minister while he was inaugurating the GST Council. हाँ, 2017 में दोनों हुआ। प्राइम मिनिस्टर ये बोला।
मैंने आपको कहा सर कि कोट करिए ना, कहाँ बोले वो?
वही तो ढूंढ रहा हूँ।
ठीक है, छोड़िए, आगे चलिए।
अच्छा, अरे ये सुनिए ना।
दादा, don't get distracted.
Sir, सुनिए, very
please go ahead with your.
The PM highlighted. However, the institute has been found wanting in acting against its errant members on many occasions, a fact highlighted by Mr. Modi himself. Speaking at the ICAI Foundation Day, he told chartered accountants that their signatures were more powerful than that of the Prime Minister and urged them to introspect and improve their standard. The PM also highlighted the ICAI's embarrassing disciplinary record, wherein only 25 errant auditors have been prosecuted over the past 11 years and 1,400 cases were pending. This was reported by Business Standard 26 July 2000. You need a copy? Sir, मैं उनको copy दूँ क्या?
नहीं, please don't.
सही चलेगा। अब पढ़ो ठीक से। आपके प्रधानमंत्री ये सब बोलते हैं
दादा, you address the chair here.
विरोध करते हैं ये
you are getting distracted.
I'll slowly, sir.
Please go ahead with your.
I'll slowly wind up. Sir. Yes, I'll yield always. You're a Harvard-trained man. I must yield for you. That's fine. It was not his personal.
Dada, please, you go ahead with your thing. Don't get distracted.
Sir,
and please go ahead with your thing.
That's why I say, as Mr. Raja suggested, that we must have a special committee on this report of the standing committee. Because the report of the standing committee has not been followed. The government has been intent in its purpose of increasing the stranglehold of the Corporate Affairs Ministry bureaucracy on the independent profession of chartered accountants. This is not to say that chartered accountants do not help in setting up shell companies. This is not to say that they are, at many times, they are complicit in the acting of the firms, especially shell companies. But this is also to say the choice is not between the baby and the bath water. You can't throw out the baby with the bath water. So please, I'll urge the government, please give some leeway, some independence, some autonomy, and improve the disciplinary mechanism by all means. Bring in people from outside to judge the chartered accountant. I do not agree with this theory of domain knowledge, that only chartered accountants can deliberate on the misdeeds of chartered accountants. If there are, non-chartered accountants can also deliberate on them. With that, sir, I'll again recommend to the government to have a fresh look instead of going by the report of the bureaucrats of the Corporate Affairs Ministry. Thank you, sir.